Be me, 31F, Chief People Officer at Apex Automotive Group. We're a luxury dealership network, selling Porsches, Maseratis, and Land Rovers to tech millionaires who wear hoodies to buy $150,000 cars. Salary, $185K plus benefits, and a leased BMW, Masters in Critical Theory and Labor Relations. My thesis was, the garage as a gendered space. Deconstructing the mechanic/machine dichotomy. I don't just work in HR. I am an embedded anthropologist in a hostile tribe. I view my role as a moral imperative. I am here to civilize the savages of capitalism. Single, obviously. Dating is performative and transactional. Live in a brutalist concrete condo. Everything in my apartment is white, grey, or black. I have one piece of art, a framed print of a single red line on a canvas. It represents the boundaries I enforce. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every day, not to exercise, but to center my intentions, drink hot water with lemon and cayenne pepper, read 3 different news aggregators to fuel my righteous indignation for the day. My life is a fortress of solitude and superiority, but Apex Auto is a nightmare of toxic masculinity wrapped in Italian leather. The main showroom is a cathedral of glass and steel. It smells like tire shine, espresso, and expensive cologne. My office is upstairs, overlooking the floor. The ivory tower, as they call it. I can see everything from here. The salespeople, 90% male, pacing like sharks. The service department, 100% male, in the back, banging on metal. The noise is constant. Revving engines, laughter. The slap of high fives. It triggers my sensory processing disorder, but I endure it for the cause. The enemy. His name is Dante, general manager of the Porsche store. 50s, silver hair, tan that looks artificial. He wears suits that cost more than my student loan payments. He calls everyone cat or boss or chief. He refuses to use the new HR software I implemented. He still keeps client files on index cards in a Rolodex. He creates 60% of the group's profit. Because of this, the owner, Mr. Sterling, treats him like royalty. Dante is the bane of my existence. He is charming, which is the most dangerous kind of toxicity. He holds doors open. He asks about my weekend. Invasion of privacy/forced intimacy. He buys lunch for the team on Fridays, buying loyalty. I have a file on him 3 inches thick, but nothing sticks. He knows exactly where the line is, and he dances on it like Fred Astaire. The morning ritual. Tuesday. Arrive at 8:45 a.m. The showroom is already buzzing. Dante is holding court at the espresso bar. He sees me. Morning, Sloan. Look at you, all business today. That blazer means trouble, doesn't it? Comment on my clothing. Attempt to frame my authority as trouble. I adjust my glasses. Good morning, Dante. It's just a blazer, and I have a meeting with the service manager regarding the new sensitivity training modules. Dante chuckles. Right, the sensitivity training. The guys are loving that. Grease monkeys talking about their feelings. It's a beautiful thing. Sarcasm. Undermining company initiatives. I feel the heat rising in my neck. Emotional intelligence contributes to a safer workspace, Dante. Sure. Hey, want a macchiato? Marco just made a fresh pot. No thank you. I don't consume dairy. Oat milk then? Almond? We got the works. I'm fine. I walk away. I can feel his eyes on me, not in a sexual way, but in an amused way. He thinks I'm a joke. He thinks my job is a joke. He thinks he's untouchable because he sells cars that go 200 miles per hour. I go up to my office, close the door, turn on my white noise machine. Rainforest sounds. I need to breathe. I need to center myself. He is just a man. I am the future. The trigger event. 11 a.m. I receive an email from Cassie. Cassie is a new sales associate. 24F. Bright. Ambitious. Formerly worked in luxury retail. She is the only woman on the Porsche floor. I hired her specifically to disrupt the boys' club dynamic. Subject. Confused about feedback. I open it immediately. My heart rate spikes. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. I invite her up. She walks in looking nervous. She's wearing the company polo, but she's tied it at the waist to make it fit better. I frown internally at the modification of the uniform, but let it slide for the greater good. Sit down, Cassie. This is a safe space. What happened? She twists a ring on her finger. Well, it's Dante. And the customer. Mr. Liu. Go on. Document everything. Mr. Liu was looking at the 911 Turbo S. I was explaining the specs. I know the specs, Sloan. I studied the manual all weekend. I believe you. You are competent. But Mr. Liu kept looking at Dante. And then Dante came over and put his hand on my shoulder. Physical contact, non-consensual touching. I write this down on my legal pad. Touch, shoulder, unwanted. And then what? He said, Mr. Liu, let me take over the numbers. Cassie here is great with the colors and the interior stitching, but let's talk. I gasp. Literally gasp. The audacity, relegating a female professional to colors and stitching, implied cognitive deficit regarding mechanics/math, public humiliation, and then, Cassie continues. He winked at me. He said, why don't you go grab us some waters, sweetie? Use your charm on the barista. Sweetie, charm, fetching water. It is the trifecta of misogyny. It is reducing her to a servant and a decoration in one breath. I am shaking with rage. I look at Cassie. How did that make you feel? Mad and embarrassed. I wanted to sell that car. The commission is like $3,000. It's not about the money, Cassie. It's about the erasure of your professional identity. It's economic violence, I guess. I just want the commission. We will get you justice. I'm going to file a formal report. Cassie looks alarmed. Wait, don't make it a huge deal. Dante is powerful here. If I complain, the other guys will freeze me out. That is retaliation, and that is also illegal. Trust me, Cassie. I am here to protect you. She leaves looking unsure. I sit there for an hour, staring at the wall. I have the report, but I know what will happen. I will take it to Mr. Sterling. He will call Dante in. Dante will say, I was just helping her close the deal. The client is old school. Mr. Sterling will say, Sloan, you have to understand the culture, and nothing will change. I need more. I need undeniable proof that this isn't just sales tactics. I need to prove that the entire environment is a systemic hostile organism designed to expel women. The descent into paranoia. Wednesday. I spend the day observing. I stand at my window. I watch the interactions on the floor. I see Dante laughing with the finance manager, Rick. They are looking at a phone, probably rating the female customers. I see them look up at my window. Dante waves, a mock salute. He knows I'm watching. He is mocking my surveillance. I feel a cold knot in my stomach. They are talking about me. I know it. I can feel the vibes radiating off the floor. It's a frequency of hatred. I walk through the service department. The mechanics stop talking when I enter. The air wrenches go silent. Someone drops a tool. Clang. It sounds like a gunshot in the quiet. Afternoon, Miss Sloan, the service director says. His tone is flat. He is performing compliance, but underneath, I sense the rebellion. I verify the safety posters are up. They are, but someone has drawn a mustache on the gender-neutral figure on the Respect in the Workplace poster. Vandalism. I take a photo for evidence. I go back to my office. I feel isolated. I am alone in a fortress of enemies. I need ears. I need to know what they say when the warden isn't around. I go online. I don't use the company Wi-Fi. I use my personal hotspot. I go to a site called Spy Gateway. I research long-range audio surveillance. I find the Listen Pro 4000. It's designed for nanny cams and home security. Tiny, magnetic, voice-activated, Wi-Fi-enabled upload to cloud storage. It costs $1,200 for a pack of 6. I hesitate. Is this ethical? I think about Cassie. I think about the colors and stitching comment. I think about the mustache on the poster. This is a war. In war, you need intelligence. The patriarchy doesn't play by the rules. Why should I? I click add to cart. I use my personal Amex. I enter my home address. I feel a thrill, a rush of dopamine. I am taking control back. The package arrives on Friday. I spend the weekend studying the manuals. I test them in my apartment. I hide one in my cat's litter box area. It picks up everything, even the sound of the AC turning on. It creates a transcript automatically using AI. This is perfect. This is the tool of justice. I name the operation Project Glassbreaker. I create a secure folder on my personal laptop. I buy a burner phone to manage the app. I am becoming a ghost. I am becoming the shadow. The infiltration. Monday night. I stay late. Payroll issues. I tell the janitor. I wait until 9 p.m. The showroom is dark. The cars look like sleeping beasts under the moonlight. I have the keys to everything. I am HR. I have access to all spaces. I start with Dante's office. It's plush, mahogany desk, leather chairs, a humidor. I stick one device under the rim of his desk, near where he sits. I stick another one behind the fake ficus plant in the corner. I move to the finance box. This is where they grind the customers on interest rates. This is where the real dirty talk happens. I slide a device under the printer. I go to the service break room. This is the belly of the beast. Lockers, dirty magazines, grease stains. I feel disgusted just being there. I place a device on top of the vending machine, pushed all the way to the back. I place one in the men's locker room. I pause. Is this too far? No. Privacy is a privilege for those who don't oppress others. If they have nothing to hide, they have nothing to fear. I stick it behind the paper towel dispenser. I leave the dealership. My heart is hammering against my ribs. I feel like I've just planted a bomb, but it's a truth bomb. I drive home in silence. I check the app. 5 green dots. Online. I smile. I am the Eye of Sauron. The Harvest. Day 1, Tuesday. I can barely focus on my work. I have the burner phone in my drawer. I see notifications popping up. Audio detected, device 1, Dante's desk. Audio detected, device 4, service break room. I want to listen live, but I can't risk it. I have to wait until I get home. I watch Dante on the floor. He is laughing with a customer. He slaps the guy on the back. The customer laughs. It's all performative masculinity. I know that tonight I will hear the truth behind that laugh. The day drags on. I have a meeting about 401k enrollment. I am on autopilot. All I can think about is the data. The raw, unfiltered data. The listening. Tuesday night. I am home. Thai takeout. Laptop open. Headphones on. I start with Dante. File 1. 9:15 a.m. Sound of coffee cup setting down. Dante. So, the 911 GT3 allocation comes in next month. Rick. Finance. We got a list of buyers a mile long. Dante. Yeah. Bump the mark up to 50k over sticker. If they want the car, they pay the tax. Rick. Savage. I love it. Dante. It's not savage, it's supply and demand. Hey, did you see Sloane today? My breath hitches. Here it is. Rick. Yeah. She looked like she was chewing on a lemon. As usual. Dante. She's stressed. I think the owner is writing her about the retention numbers. She's a buzzkill, man. I tried to make a joke about the interest rates, and she gave me a lecture on predatory lending. Dante. She means well. She's just academic. She doesn't get the street game. She thinks you can sell a supercar with a thesis paper. She needs a life. Dante. Easy, Rick. Don't be that guy. She just needs a win. She needs to feel like part of the team. Maybe we should invite her to the track day? I pause the recording. I frown. This isn't what I expected. Dante defended me? No, he's patronizing me. Needs a win, part of the team. He sees me as a charity case. And Rick's comment? Needs a life. That is harassment. Even if I wasn't in the room, it creates a hostile environment because it reveals his mindset. I log it in my spreadsheet, time 9:18. Speaker. Rick. Offense. Harassing a superior. Time 9:19. Speaker. Dante. Offense. Condescension. Benevolent sexism. The deep dive. I switch to the service break room. This is going to be worse. File 12. Lunch. Sound of microwave. Voices. Mac and Tiny. Mechanics. Mac. Man, that new lift is trash. It stuck twice today. Tiny. Tell the Queen. Maybe she'll write a policy about it. Mac. Sloane? She wouldn't know a lift from a lipstick. Laughter. Tiny. She walked through yesterday looking like she smelled a fart. I swear she hates us. Mac. She thinks we're grease monkeys. She has that look. You know, that I went to college and you didn't look. Tiny. Whatever. As long as the check's clear. Did you see the blonde in the lobby? The new sales girl? Mac. Cassie? Yeah. She's stunning. Way out of our league, though. Tiny. There ain't no leagues, kid. She's definitely the best view in the shop. I'd buy a lemon just to have her smile at me while I signed the papers. Mac. Dude, relax. She's got that I went to private school vibe. She ain't interested in guys with grease under their nails. Tiny. I'm just saying, she shouldn't be selling the cars. She should be modeling on the hood. She's a distraction, man. Ugh. My stomach turns, reducing a qualified sales professional to a distraction, suggesting her value lies in modeling rather than her technical knowledge. Class antagonism regarding education levels. I hammer the keys so hard the plastic rattles. Speaker. Tiny. Offense. Objectification, undermining professional credibility. Modeling comment. Mac. Offense. Classist microaggressions, reinforcing socioeconomic stereotypes. I listen for 4 hours. I drink 3 glasses of wine. I am building a case. It's not just one incident. It's a culture. They hate me. They resent my education. They objectify every woman who walks through the door. I have enough to fire half the staff. I go to sleep feeling vindicated. I am not paranoid. I am right. The escalation. Week 2. I keep the bugs in place. I get addicted to the listening. I start knowing their secrets. I know Dante is worried about his daughter's tuition. I know Rick is cheating on his diet, eating donuts in the supply closet. I know the mechanics are doing side jobs with company tools. I feel like a god. I walk through the showroom with a secret smile. I look at Dante and think, I know you have high blood pressure. I heard you making the doctor appointment. It gives me power. I start baiting them. I send out a memo about proper usage of company tools just to see if they react on the tapes. That night, I listen. Service break room. Mac, did you see this? How the hell did she know about the side jobs? Tiny, she's a witch, man. I swear she has cameras everywhere. Mac, maybe someone snitched. Tiny, if I find out who snitched, they're gonna need some bodywork done. That's a threat. I log it. Workplace violence. Level 1 threat. I am spiraling. I am losing touch with reality. I start interpreting everything as a slight. The locker room tape. The smoking gun. Friday of week 2. I check the locker room files. This is the one I dread/crave the most. File 88, 5:30 p.m. Shower sounds. Dante is in there? No, he uses the executive gym down the street. It's Rick and a sales guy. Brett. Rick. So, the HR situation. Brett. Bro, she is out of control. She wrote me up for calling a car sexy. Rick. She's a liability. I think Sterling is looking to replace her. My heart stops. Replace me? Brett. Really? Thank God. She sucks the life out of the room. Rick. Yeah, but they have to be careful. She's the type to sue. She probably has a manifesto in her desk. Brett. She's a psycho. I bet she watches us on the cameras. Let her watch. Maybe she'll learn how to actually do a job. They are plotting against me. They are conspiring with the owner to terminate me. This is constructive dismissal. This is retaliation. I have to act. I can't wait anymore. I have 200 hours of audio. I have a 60-page report. I am going to drop the nuke. Monday morning, I request an emergency meeting with Mr. Sterling, owner, and the external legal counsel, Mrs. Vance. Mrs. Vance is a shark. I admire her. She will understand. 10 a.m., executive conference room. Sterling looks annoyed. He's checking his Rolex. Sloan, make it quick. I have a tea time. Mr. Sterling, Mrs. Vance, what I have to show you will require your full attention. I slide the Apex Culture Audit binder across the table. It lands with a heavy thud. I have uncovered a conspiracy of harassment, theft, and insubordination that threatens the very existence of this company. Sterling opens the binder. Theft? Who is stealing? The mechanics, using tools for personal profit. Page 15. And harassment? Mrs. Vance asks, her voice cool, rampant. Inappropriate remarks. Threats of violence. Conspiracy to terminate an executive. Sterling is reading. Wait. This quote from Rick. She sucks the life out of the room. Where did you get this? And this one, Mrs. Vance points a manicured finger. If I find out who snitched, they're gonna need some bodywork done. This is a direct quote. I sit up straighter. I have the audio files to back up every word. Sterling looks up. Audio files? Did they leave you voicemail? No, I recorded them. Mrs. Vance freezes. She slowly closes the binder. She looks at me over the top of her glasses. Sloan, explain recorded. I installed voice-activated monitoring devices in key areas. Offices, break rooms, the locker room. Silence. A silence so deep it feels like the room has been depressurized. Sterling's face goes from annoyed to purple. You bugged my dealership. I monitored the workplace for compliance. I argue. I am the chief people officer. I have a duty to know. Mrs. Vance stands up. She is trembling. Not with fear, but with rage. Sloane, you bugged the locker room. Yes. That's where the worst toxicity is. You recorded men changing. I didn't look. It's just audio. It doesn't matter, Mrs. Vance screams. It is a felony. Invasion of privacy. Wiretapping. Oregon is a two-party consent state for some things, but a locker room, that is a federal offense. That is a reasonable expectation of privacy violation that could put you in prison for 5 years. I blink. But the oppression. The law doesn't care about your thesis, Mrs. Vance is shouting now. You have exposed this company to the biggest lawsuit I have ever seen. If the mechanics find out you recorded them in the locker room, they will own this building. They will own my building. Sterling is hyperventilating. Get the devices, now. Where are they? They are still recording, I whisper. Oh my God. Sterling puts his head in his hands. Mrs. Vance pulls out her phone. I have to call the DA. We have to self-report before the employees find out. We have to throw you to the wolves to save the company. You can't. I'm the whistleblower. You are the criminal, Vance snaps. You are not a whistleblower. You are a spy, and a bad one. 11:30 a.m. Police arrive, not one car, 3 cars. Because Mrs. Vance told them there were illicit recording devices in sensitive areas, they treat it like a bomb threat. They march into the showroom. Dante walks out of his office. What the hell is going on? The lead officer approaches me. Sloane, you are under arrest for unlawful interception of communications and invasion of privacy. They cuff me. In the middle of the showroom, in front of the Porsches, in front of Cassie. Cassie looks at me. She doesn't look grateful. She looks horrified. Sloane, you were recording us. I did it for you, Cassie, to catch Dante. Dante steps forward. He looks at the officer. Recording us? Like, everything? Everything, the officer says. Including locker rooms, apparently. Dante's face goes cold. Real anger now. Not the charming sales anger, the anger of a man who has been violated. You sick freak, he says to me. I was fighting for workplace equity. I scream as they drag me out. The mechanics are coming out of the back. Mac and Tiny. They see the bag of evidence. They see the handcuffs. They start jeering. Lock her up. Psycho! I am shoved into the back of a Charger. It smells like vomit and plastic. I see Mr. Sterling in the window of the ivory tower. He is shaking his head. He is on the phone with his insurance company. I spend 48 hours in county. My jumpsuit is orange. It is not flattering. It is not minimalist chic. It is polyester and scratchy. My parents refuse to bail me out immediately. My mother says I need to process this. My lawyer is a public defender because Mrs. Vance made sure Apex froze any severance I thought I had. The charges are serious. 12 counts of invasion of privacy. 6 counts of illegal wiretapping. The locker room tapes make the local news. Headline, Peeping Tom HR Director spied on mechanics. They paint me as a pervert, not a crusader, a pervert. I lose my job. I lose my apartment. Can't pay rent. I lose my leased BMW. Repo man took it. I plead guilty to avoid a trial that would air the tapes. Sentence, 2 years probation, 1,000 hours community service, felony record, 18 months later. Be me, 33F, living in a shared house with 4 roommates in a bad part of town. I work at the DMV, not as a manager, as a counter clerk. Window 4, I process license renewals. It is a purgatory of fluorescent lights and angry people. My boss is a woman named Brenda. She is meaner than Dante ever was. She times my bathroom breaks. She yells at me if I don't smile at the customers. A customer walks up. It's a guy in a suit. Smells like Tom Ford. It's not Dante, but it reminds me of him. Hey, sweetheart, can we speed this up? I got a meeting. Sweetheart, the old me would have lectured him. The old me would have filed a report. The new me looks at the felony box checked on my employment file. The new me looks at the rent due notice. I swallow the rage. It tastes like bile. I force a smile. Certainly, sir. Just need your signature here. He signs. Thanks, doll. You should smile more. You got a pretty face. I die inside. A little bit more. Have a nice day, sir. I stamp the form. Thunk, thunk. The sound of the stamp is the only power I have left. I look at the clock. 3 p.m. Only 2 more hours until I can go home to my empty room and listen to the silence. I don't record anything anymore. I don't want to hear what people think of me. I already know. I am the system's error, and I have been deleted. That feeling when the patriarchy didn't defeat me, my own hubris did. That feeling when I missed the espresso machine,